my topic, the Satavahanas and their successors in Pre-Kadamba, Karnataka. But while discussing with chairman of the session, what he suggested, it's already many things being discussed about the Satavahanas history, and better to shortcut few things. So that is why since I prepared more than 20 slides, and I thought of not showing the slides because I can skip the many things. Otherwise, it will take again more than 30 minutes. So I don't want to test again your patience. So that is excluding the political parts of that Satavahanas. That is few things which is not being discussed till now. I would like to share with you the existence of the Satavahanas can be traced from the number of inscriptions and coins. Along with that, a considerable number of sculptures of the Satavahana period have been found in the Uttara Kannada district, northern part of the Dakshina Kannada district, western part of the Shivamogga district, and in the Sannati area. Among these, the 5 Buddhist sculptures panels of Hampi, the pillar of Vasishtaputra Pulamani decorated with a lotus flower found at Vasana, and the head portion of an elegant and attractive statue of Karoshi could be mentioned here. Along with the stone sculptures, another type of art of the Satavahanas period can be seen in the clay dolls. The dolls from the Banavasi, Sannati, Chandravalli and Vadagaon Madhapura are diverse and a symbol of good craftsmanship. So far, the place where such work of art of the Satavahana period have been found are Karoshi, Vadagaon Madhapura, Haigunda, Gudnapura, Banavasi, Chandravalli, Hampi, Koppala, etc. In those days, Kubja were assigned to certain regular tasks in the palace services. One of such tasks was to carry a large lamp on their head by Kubja. This kind of custom of showing yaksha performing lamp carrying in Buddhist temples developed. There are a couple of such Kubja yaksha sculpture in Sannati and other places. A broken Kubja yaksha sculpture of Sannati in the Museum of the Kannada Research Institute of Karnataka University. The yakshas are typically attractive sculptures. A beautiful Kubja yaksha of Gudnapura is also could be mentioned, and the yaksha of Haigunda, a noteworthy. It is a huge yaksha sculpture. This idol is in a round sculpture and it is a balanced posture. So, along with that, another important dynasty that we can call it as a Chutu dynasty. So, before the Kadambas, the existence to prove the existence of the Chutus, there are 2 inscriptions are available. That is one Chandravalli and another one is Naga inscriptions. Both the inscription you already seen through other slides. That is, I would like to discuss a few things about the Chutu's existence. The stone inscriptions and a few coins furnish the evidence of the rule of a dynasty called Chutu Satakarnis over Uttara Kannada and Shivamogga regions. Regarding these, diverse opinions have been expressed, particularly about the genealogy of the family. Calligraphically, the inscriptions are datable in the 3rd century. The term Satakarni seems to have been suffixed to the names of the rulers, and it is not impossible, as expressed by several scholars, that they were related by blood to the Satavahanas. Probably they were among the Kuntala Satakarnis referred to in the Puranas. So the rulers of this dynasty, particularly the records of the Chutus, are in the Prakrit language. The Madavali inscription is dated in the first regnal year of the Vinukuda Chutukalananda Satakarni, who is described as the lord of the city of Vaijayanti, belonging to the spiritual lineage of Manaviya and a son of Hariti. The Banavasi inscription mentions a ruler of the same name ruling in the 12th regnal year. The later mention, in addition, a person Shivakada Nagasri, described as the mother of Yuvaraja to the daughter of Maharaja and belonging to the Mahabhoja family. Scholars like Gopala have felt that there is a chronological gap in the calligraphy of the two inscriptions, particularly that is Malavalli and inscription of Banavasi. That is the Banavasi inscription being earlier, what Gopal sir feels. Accordingly, they consider that Vinukuda Chutukalananda of the Banavasi record as not identical with his namesake mentioned in the Banavasi record, and that in actuality he was the son of Shivakada Nagasri, the daughter of Vinukuda Chutukalananda Shatakarni of Banavasi record. And the genealogy suggested by them is as follows: Vinukuda Chutukalananda Satakarni first, followed by Shivakada Nagasri, that is, and next followed by Vinukuda Chutukalananda Satakarni. So this argument does not hold water simply because having married a member of a family other than that of the Chutus, Shivakada Nagasri's son could not be a member of Chutu family like his mother. He would be a Mahabhoja. And secondly, the calligraphical differences between the two epigraphs seems to have been made much of by these scholars. K.J. Krishnan, for example, considers the Madavali inscriptions earlier than the Banavasi inscription. Long back, Rapson had pointed out similarities between the Banavasi inscription of the Chutus and a damaged inscription from Kaneri. The Kaneri inscription mentions a Nagamulinika who is described as Mahabhoji and Maharaja Balika, which terms occur in the Banavasi inscriptions also. He suggested that the name Nagamulanika has been omitted by mistake in the Banavasi inscription. Accordingly, Shivakada Nagasri would be the name of Yuvaraja. V.V. Mirashi has recently upheld this view, considering the problems that otherwise it would crop up in the Banavasi inscription. The views of Rapson and Mirashi are seen to be tenable. Thus, it is more probable that Nagamulanika, the Mahabhoji, was actually the queen of Vinukuda Chutukulananda Satakarni, whose son was the Prince Shivakada Nagasri. One can opinion that Vinukuda Chutukulananda Satakarni of Madavalli's record is identical with his namesake of the Banavasi inscription. This would imply that he ruled for at least 12 years. There are two inscriptions from Nagarjuna Konda which incidentally refer to kings of Vanavasa. The earlier of these is the pillar inscription set up in the reign of Abhira Vasusena. The inscription belonged to the middle of the 3rd century. It mentions Vishnu Rudra Shivalananda Shatakarni as a contemporary of Abhira Vasusena, and that it was the king of Vanavasa. He was probably participating in the act of setting up the Ashtabhuja Swami temple at Nagarjuna Konda. The fact that the name of the king of suffixed Satakarni shows that he belonged to the Chutu house of Banavasi. A few coins bearing the legends of Shivalananda have been discovered in Banavasi. Perhaps we may justly regard these coins as the issues of Vishnu Rudra Shivalananda Shatakarni. The other inscriptions also from Nagarjuna Konda belongs to the reign of Ikshwaku king Ehuvamula Chantamula, whose sister Mahadevi Kodabalashiri is described as the consort of Maharaja of Vanavasa. Unfortunately, the name of the king of Vanavasa is not mentioned here. The inscriptions are dated 11th year of the Chantamula, which would fall in the last quarter of the 3rd century AD. Some coins found in Karwar are said to bear the legend Mudananda. Scholars have felt that this could be the earlier king of Banavasi, belonged to the Chotu family. However, it is difficult to accommodate this king between 245 circa 245 CE, unless we regard him as identical with the anonymous king, the husband of Kodabalashiri. Putting together all these evidences, the genealogy of the Chotu family of Banavasi may be reconstructed as Vinukuda Chutukulananda Shatakarni. His rule starts circa 245 to 260 CE. His queen Mahabhoji Naganika, and probably his son Shivakada Nagashri. His rule starts circa 260 to 275, and his son, if there is a question mark, so Vishnu Rudra Shivalananda Shatakarni, that is his rule could be mentioned here as 275 to 290 CE, and that's followed by anonymous Mudananda. Suppose if he continued, Queen Kodabalashiri of Ikshwaku family, suppose if he ruled that dynasty, so that is his date, his ruling date can be traced from circa 290 to 305 to AD, from Nagarjuna Konda. An important feature of this Chotu Ananda times seems to be the cordial relations cordial relationship existed between them and the rulers of the Vijayapuri of Nagarjuna Konda. This is testified by the considerable number of references of Vanavasa country as well as the matrimonial relations between the Ikshwaku and Banavasi houses, as revealed by the inscriptions of Nagarjuna Konda. The rise of the Pallava and the overthrow of the Ikshwakus by them seems to have synchronized with the overthrow of the Chotu Anandas at Banavasi also. The Madavalli record refers to a Pallava rulers as having made grants to the temple of Malapalli Deva, thereby indicating that the Pallavas had gained control of Banavasi region before making way for the Kadambas. So this would like to present before you, skipping many things because there is already articles given to the concerned authority. So more than 12 pages are there. So I, as much as possible to condense, I condensed here. So I thank you, my mentor as well as my guide, Professor Srinivas Padigar sir, and all of you, sir. Thank you.